You know, God is so good.
Yes. Yes.
We can't just talk about oneness. We have to live oneness. Do you see that? Because before too long, we're going to have deaf interpreters coming in to interpret the entire service, not just the music, but the whole thing, yes? Because our doors are open to all of God's children. Woo. I just want to point one thing out. You probably figured it out by now, but check out the symbol for love. Wakanda forever. How about that? When it gets real thick, that's what you got to remember.
Yes.
Love forever. Forever love. When I gave my first talk as your minister on Easter, I talked with you about how to rise up. And I believe that I mentioned scooting to the edge of the seat as a means of getting on the edge to meet the challenge of forgiveness. Right there on the edge of discomfort and irritability. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
We're going to jump right to the edge today. And yes, it is still for the purpose of rising, but my focus is on forgiving as a step to prosperity. Somebody that was asleep back there just woke up. Prosperity? See, according to Edwin Gaines, the author of the 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, that's the book of the month, prosperity includes forgiveness as a key component. So I want you to get free at last, as Dr. King would say. And while you're at it, free up your money too. Is that all right with you? I'm sure it is. I see money as a spiritual symbol of invisible spiritual substance, because I do believe it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Spiritual substance, according to Gaines, and I agree with her, is the invisible body of God out of which all things are created. The invisible substance is the body of God. Money is energy. And it's only needed now because of the collective current consciousness. But money will become unnecessary once we realize what its purpose is, so we won't have to earn it, struggle for it, pimp ourselves out for it, or work a job we hate for it. We are growing out of the need for people like Trump who show us what it's like when you're only concerned for yourself. We're growing into people like Oprah and Rockefeller who know that, like Wallace D. Waddle said in his book, Think and Grow Rich, that money is like love. The more you give away, the more you have. Like Emerson said, you can't outgive God. We'll sing about that later. But the difference between us and the ultimate reality, the thing itself that I call God, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Great Spirit, Universe, Energy, Truth, whatever it is that you call it, is the very source and essence of our being. The difference between me and God, when I'm not in my I-God state of mind, is that no one has to remind God to give of itself, to give its substance. It always does, and it always will. We even need a word to get out of separation. It's called forgiveness. So while you are focused on singing the Somebody Done Me Wrong song, or plotting about how you're going to get back at that person, or how you're going to get that person out of your life, while you're writing speeches about what is wrong with your life, when will you have time to bring about your own happiness? Where in your mind will there be space for peace of mind? Peace will not easily fit in between the negative thoughts and the negative feelings and the words. Something's got to go. While you're harboring negativity in thought, feeling, or behavior, you're destroying your mental and physical health.
That's right. That's right.
So you see now how forgiveness is not for them, it's for me.
Yes.
And while I'm on the subject, just as an aside, I really don't have time to judge your consciousness because watching my own is a full I understand that the four spiritual laws of prosperity seem difficult. These two of them probably real difficult for some of you. Tithing and forgiving. Okay, quiet. The other two are no piece of cake either. Getting clear on your purpose and setting goals. But I'll talk about those later in the month. Right now, we're on forgiveness. Jesus never talked about fault or blame. Did you notice that? He even said to Judas, do it quickly.
Yes.
He simply asked his disciples, who do you say I am? He even said to Pilate, thou sayest. Because, in other words, it is as you say. Because he knew what we should all know. Your experience is going to be what you think and what you say. Watch if you don't believe me. Because what they see is what they do. Your actions are based on your thoughts. The only way to release old resentments is to forgive. When you love without judgment, that's called forgiveness. If you're like me, you got at least one family member that you have had to forgive 70 times 7 or more. But as it is often said, they may push your button, but they did not install it. I installed it when I took offense at something you did. I was offended. I held something dear and precious to me, and it felt as though someone dishonored that. My reputation, my career choice, my self-esteem, my relationship with someone, whatever it was, you essentially slapped me in the face and challenged me to a duel. And whether you physically fight someone or just exchange threats, Trump, you continue to be engaged in the pain.
Yes.
And it's all taking place in your mind. You know, it says in my book, More Coming to You, Divine Work Plan. In 1776, when the framers of the Constitution of the United States of America spoke of the will of the people, they listed among the inalienable rights liberty. After, this is quoting the Constitution, after a train of abuses and usurpations, and suspecting a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, they rose to assert their right to freedom. Notice anything familiar? Not King George. Donald Trump and all? See, we're feeling the same way. Only it's 242 years later. Our Constitution, and Constitution is defined as a system of principles according to which a nation is governed. It says in the definition of the Constitution, principles, not principle and eternal truth, but principles. It talks about the framers were governing us based on their feelings of being abused and usurpated. Now, all this time I've been defending the Constitution as a sacred document without realizing that the energy beneath it is wounded and seeking escape. And we still are not free. The only thing that can free us is an energy shift. Forgiveness is the way to shift the energy. Once I stop fearing, the key factor, fear. Once I stop fearing that you can harm me, I am free. Once Jesus realized that prayer wasn't to take away the bitter cup, but to surrender to God's will, not mine, but thine, he was able to face even death with innate power. See, when it said return, they were pulling from above. They weren't pulling from within or without. They were pulling from their higher self, as the presence of God is asking us to return to Him. Return to Him. So, children, fear is clearly the enemy. As John Fitzgerald Kennedy said, there's nothing to fear but fear. So, carrying your cross only leads to more agony. Surrender is true freedom. Because you are surrendering to love. Love will not harm you. Now, before you drum up your story about your heartbreak, let me just share what I remember telling my niece one time. Never regret anything that you did for love. When we love, we're using our highest self, our greatest expression, our truest power. Love allows us to forgive. Love unleashes our greatness. Love forgets abuses and usurpations. Now, usually at the beginning of July, I stand on my soapbox and talk about how we need to stand for justice. Usually I'm pretty self-righteous about what justice is. And while everyone is talking about resistance, I will persist, not resist. Because what resists persists. And after 242 years, it hasn't got us anywhere. Think about that. So, I'm going to shadow the master of love and see what that will do. Then we will finally be free at last. When our energy is not bottled up with resistance, the energy of love can flow unimpeded by the pain of remembering the abuses and usurpations. We won't be relying on the terms of supreme justices. Holding our fate in their hands. And we can be, as Ernest Holmes encourages, unchoosing. Simply allowing the spirit to have its full sway. Holmes says the road to freedom lies through the intelligent use of nature's forces and laws. He didn't say through man's forces and laws. Can you imagine where we would be if we followed Clarence Thomas or Ben Carson?
I'm just saying.
One doesn't have a backbone and the other doesn't have a clue. that judgment could just sink in. One of the things, immigration and slavery are the same thing. That's how he got in the Trump administration. At least Kanye admitted he was sick. Just because they're not behaving the way I want them to behave does not give me permission to judge them. But my purpose is not really to focus on people's shortcomings or lapses in judgment, but to say, we have to be a frog. Fully rely on God. Our divine nature, our God nature, cannot and will not lead us into unforgiveness because it knows only love. You know, I'm not doing a spiritual bypass here, folks. I want you to know that. I don't believe in that. I'm seeking a spiritual solution to an unrelentlessly wounded nation.
Yes. Yes.
I'm returning to God, for the ultimate reality is greater than the reality that's appeared before me.
Yes.
Never would I think that somebody would create a law or a rule or an edict to take people's children from their very own. So I need to know something greater.
Yes.
And so here's what I invite you to do in week 26 of my book, Divine Workplay. I'll get that. To be free requires me to cast off my chains, those thoughts that keep me bound. I must release the blocks to my freedom. I must remember whose I am. I can then be free from fear. Oh, Sharon, let's help with some music. I feel like letting it go. Can I just let go? If I can't let go, doesn't this one thing? If I can just let go, there's a light all around me, but the pain in my heart is kept me holding on. But I feel like letting go. I'm ready to run and I'm ready to leave into what is free. Got a sweet invitation, a man-made of ecstasy. Don't hold me any longer, just the truth and follow me. I'm not away from you, it's time to be free. I feel like letting go, let go, let God, let go. I feel like letting go, let go, let God. Let go of the tension. Get still for a moment. Free up the energy. All that has been repressed and suppressed. Invite peace to take its place. Breathe. Relax. Breathe. Let go. Breathe. Let God. Letting go, letting God position you for giving. Give love. It's the best you got. Give. Return to love. With every breath. Return to love. Then we are free at last. Namaste.